Welcome to all Caribbean entrepreneurs. If you've been ready and waiting to take your business digital and get paid online while you sip something strong on the beach, this podcast is for you. We'll hear from the Caribbean's finest entrepreneurs on topics like e-commerce, business development, brand building, social media, their wins and failures. This is the only place in the region helping you navigate the digital age from the Caribbean's perspective. This is Digipreneur FM. And now, let's give it up for the Digiboss himself, Mr. Karan Rose.
Thank you to everybody tuning in to another episode of the Digipreneur FM podcast. And as usual, you guys know who it is by now. But if you don't know, my name is Karan Rose. DJ, can you fade us out, DJ? Can you fade us all the way out so we can talk to the good people of the Digipreneur family? It is Thursday, January 19th. And it is episode number 117. How's everybody doing? How has your January been? I know people say that, January is like the longest month of the year. And if you're in the Caribbean, we get paid monthly for the most part in the Caribbean. Most companies will pay you monthly. In North America, Canada, the UK, it's for the most part, everybody gets paid bi-weekly every 2 weeks, right? Or fortnightly, as they say in the Caribbean. And when it comes to the end of the year, in December, rather than they pay you at the end of the month, they pay you midway through the month. So between December 10th to December 15th, everybody gets paid, right? Everybody goes, it's Christmas, so you're spending your money, yada, yada, yada. But then in January, they go back to paying you at the end of the month. So you see the problem. After you done spent out all of your money, come December, having a good time, Christmas, parties, food, drinks, And then it's Carnival season in Trinidad and Tobago in February. So the party or the Carnival season starts on Boxing Day. So you're spending your money to go to parties and outfits, getting, hair, nails, all that good stuff. January is a rough time because you ain't getting paid since mid-December. And you got to hold on strong until the end of January to receive that next paycheck. So that's what they say, for us over here, it's like January is like the longest month because you're dying for that money, But it's all good. This is why you got to have, that multiple streams of income. So your income isn't capped. You're not waiting around, to get paid once a month. You want to be able to get paid, daily. Find ways to get paid daily. Otherwise, it's rough. It really is rough to be waiting around that one time a month. And then, cost of living, cost of goods, everything is kind of just going up. You really just need to have multiple streams of income. And more people need to learn it. And it doesn't have to come by the way of investments or mutual fund. Like you just need, at this point in time, you just need to find ways to earn an income. Learn a skill. Like I think one of the things that pops up for me a lot these days is every single day I get a message. Hey, tell me how I can make money online. And what people are looking for is people are looking for me to say, sign up for Forex or sign up for this website, and it's just going to give you crap loads of money, and you're going to be financially stable, right? It's always amazing. And because my platforms, all I ever talk about is, marketing, e-commerce, digital entrepreneurship, skills, and da-da-da-da, when people message me just out of the blue, I like they might have just started to follow me, or you know, they've been following me for a while, and they hit me up and just like, yeah, just tell me how I can make money online. And I will either send them an article where I'm explaining skills that you can learn to start to generate an income for yourselves. Or maybe I might even have the conversation with the person and I just kind of just break down, you know, the best way to do da-da-da. It always amazes me because like 8 out of 10 times, the response is just, thanks. And it's not like the, oh my God, you know, thank you. This was really insightful. Like, you know, when people are grateful for receiving information, and then you also know when people are disappointed at your response. So the people who are oh my God, you know, this is great. Thank you. I'm going to check this out right now. And then maybe they might come back, you know, an hour, a day later or something and be like, hey, checked out the article or checked out the video. And this looks really interesting, and, you know, I'm going to go down the rabbit hole, or maybe they might even have gone on the rabbit hole, and they come back and they say, yo, this is amazing. I'm going to get started on this. I think this is a really good way for me to start earning an additional income. And then when I get those people that are just like, thanks, you already know they're vexed because they wanted a get rich quick scheme. They wanted me to tell you, okay, sign up for Forex, spend 100 TT or 100 US, and this is going to pay you $10,000 every single month. You just need to make this initial investment. No, folks, the best way to make money is learn a skill, man. Learn a skill. Find a skill that you like. And because digital makes things easier, where in the sense of you can do it from anywhere, you could do it from home. So after you've worked your 9-to-5 job, you don't have to physically go to another job to punch the clock in and work somewhere or work in a building to earn income. Like you can learn digital skills, learn how to build websites, learn how to create content, learn how to edit videos, learn how to do, like, there are so many digital skills that you can learn, that you can ply your trade or join a freelancing platform and earn a side income. All right. But anyways, I digress. What are we talking about today? Today's episode is, I'm going to break down 5 ways that soca artists can market themselves. 5 ways that soca artists can market themselves. It's, you know, again, we're into Carnival season here in Trinidad and Tobago. And there's a lot of discussions that are popping up that are really interesting for me. And there is an element, or a huge element for me, where I just feel like if the artists and the team around them really understood the digital landscape, like, they could be adding so many new elements to help their artists or the artists themselves can help themselves to grow their brands and also earn multiple sources of income. Because as we know, for the most part, the average artist is just waiting to get gigs. The average artist mindset is that they're waiting to get booked, they're waiting to get gigs, and they're waiting for their songs to get played on radio. And this all started for me last week when one of our popular soca artists, a guy by the name of Trayvon Turner went on social media and went on a little bit of a little rant. You could sense the frustration. And I'm reading his post, right? Let me pull it up. I want to give you guys context as to why we're even talking about why this is even the topic, right? Let me pull that up for you guys. So Turner goes on Instagram and he makes a post. Now, funny enough, I went to pull it up on his Instagram and he removed the post, but this is the internet. And because that post went viral and many media outlets were speaking about it. All of that stuff is, your entire post is still online. Even though you deleted it, it's still online because all the media outlets carried it, and it's still around. So again, folks, when you post online, it doesn't go away. So always be mindful of that. So anyways, Turner says, now I am in on this scene. I got to experience the sad reality of how these people work with their own people. I am ashamed to say this, but if any youth really wants a career in music, I advise them to go somewhere more loving and caring towards creativeness and people, not Trinidad. Here's why I say this. I am only 4 years going on 5 in this soca world, and believe me, it's the worst treatment I have received from these biased media outlets and artists likewise who seem to see me as a threat due to my distinctive voice. I know I don't sound like the rest, but what I can't understand is why will they choose to take food out of another positive musician's mouth? But I already know why you DJs and radio stations all put me in the back seat and not giving my new hit songs any play like your soca friends. But what they failed to realize is I was born with this gift, and I am a born black Trinbago man who has been contributing to soca music and my culture. I have faith in God. He knows my intentions are for the greater good, end quote. So in Turner making that rant on social media, all right? And like I said, it blew up, media outlets carried it, and I was reading the post, and I was just dumbfounded. I was like, how is Turner having this problem? Why is Turner complaining about music not being played or music not getting out there? I was dumbfounded because I'm like, yo, we have never lived in a time where we have so much access to distribution and marketing. Nobody needs traditional media anymore. You don't need traditional media. You don't need the radio. You don't even need DJs to play your song. You have all of the tools and channels available like never before where you can become a global success without ever being played on Trinidad and Tobago radio. You can find success without ever being played by a Trinidad and Tobago DJ. Nobody has to play your music on radio, nor do they have to play your music. The DJs don't have to play your music. And you can still be successful. And I'm just reading this like, yo, we have people in Trinidad and Tobago who have zero talent. They have no talent. Have none. They have no talent. And they have found ways to become influencers. We have people, and it's not just limited to Trinidad. We know and we follow. We like or we despise. We know people who are friggin' influencers. Hundreds of thousands of followers. Hundreds of thousands of likes on the socials, on the interwebs that have blown up and literally have no talent. And even me saying that, I feel like is a slight, because for you to blow up and have no talent is a talent in itself. For you to be able to blow up and people look at you and they're like, how are you even relevant? How are you even popular? You have no talent. You're not good at what you do. But they have learned how to market themselves, and that in itself is a talent. You understand what I'm saying? Like, even though you might not be good, you might not be funny. You might be, you might be an airhead. You might just look good. And people just might watch you and cringe. And then you got 100,000 followers on Instagram. You got 500,000 followers on TikTok. And people just watch you, and people just consume you. So even that in itself is a talent. And it kind of brings me back. It kind of brings me back to and I digress a little bit here, but I'm gonna get back to the point. Kind of brings me back to when I look at people, like I interview a lot of people, right? And I don't always have to agree with the person. I don't even have to like their content. I don't have to consume their content for me to have respect. And in some aspects too, and even admiration. I don't have to like their content. I don't have to consume their content. And I could still have a great conversation and admire them, because I can respect their hustle, and I can respect how they have been able to put together their brand and market themselves and grow to the levels that they have grown to. There's a lot of people who I don't think have any talent. I don't think has any relevance. I think if they stopped now, they would not be missed. However, they have garnered massive attention. So when I see a guy like Trayvon Turner, who I love his music, I think he is super talented. I don't want to hear about you complaining about people not playing your music on radio. I don't want to hear about no DJs not playing your music. Bro, you don't need that. You don't. We have our local dance hall in Trinidad called Trinidad, right? And all of them guys have said the exact same thing. The difference is none of them are complaining. Everybody has said, yo, when we started to do our music, nobody wanted to give us radio time. Nobody wanted to help us. Everybody just kind of, shit on them, throw dirt on them. Like, nobody was trying to, help the Trinidad artist music. But they're like, yo, that's fine. We will find our own lane and we will make it. People from the hood learned how to shoot videos and shot videos, even if it wasn't the best quality video. They still shot their own videos. They were still pumping out music. And it just they got so good. The music got so good. And again, that's subjective. But the point is, the music got so much of a following that it just got to the point where you couldn't ignore them. They got so good, they could not be ignored. And then they had to be accepted. And then radio play had to happen, because the people ultimately want and will consume your music. And they are going to listen to it on every single platform they could possibly do it on. And then when they're calling in the DJs every 2 minutes, when they're requesting your music, it gets so hard they can't be ignored. And that's a lesson for anybody. Get so good at what you do that you cannot be denied. Get so good. So, a Turner, as much as I respect the music, the only thing I will tell you is, bro, you need to learn how to market yourself better. And if you don't know how to do that, or if you don't have the zeal to learn marketing and how to build your own brand, then you better go and find people who can help you do that. Because you don't need radio. You don't need DJs to be a global success. And there's just too many ways to market yourself today that people way before you never had access to. When Marshall, Destra, when all them guys were coming up, the only way to make it was radio and DJs. Now you don't need them. All right? So that's what sparked today's episode. And also I did a written article in the TT Newsday for my column on 5 ways soca artists can market themselves. So let's get into it, right? So the first way that an artist can market themselves is, number one, get yourself a goddamn website. Get yourself a website. That is the most critical component of marketing. It is the central thing that you need in your digital strategy, having your own website. You know how many artists still in 2023 haven't even secured their own domain name? 99% of Caribbean artists have not even secured their own domain name. That is absolutely outrageous. Who is advising you guys? Who? You don't even have your own domain name secured. And your website is the most fundamental and critical piece of any marketing that you do for so many reasons that I'm not going to dive into today. And you don't even have your own domain name secured. So the first thing that you need to do to market yourself is you need to have a website and strong search engine optimization. A great marketing strategy will always have your website and great SEO at a core fundamental piece. And like I said, the majority of them have not even secured their own domain names, let alone get a website. Google is the number one used platform in the entire Caribbean and the most used platform globally. Yes, in some markets like the US and UK, we know TikTok has become the most used platform of 2022. But globally, Google is still the number one most used platform in the world. Having a website allows you to show up in a Google search and Google Discover, which is on mobile devices. All of your content, tour dates, bio should be housed on your website. Your website will also allow you to build your email list, your SMS list. It can tag site visitors with a Facebook, Google, Twitter pixel that will allow you to retarget these people on social media. You need to have your website. People are talking about marketing your brand, your business, needing radio, needing DJs to play your music. But what are you doing to market yourself? What are you doing to grow your brand globally so people can find you and consume you without having to try to hear you on the radio? Right? What are you doing to build that demand for your own brand? What are you doing? The second thing that soca artists need to do to start marketing themselves is you need to be leveraging TikTok. You need to be leveraging the hell out of TikTok. If there's anybody who should be leveraging and learning all the ins and outs and intricacies of TikTok is artists. If you are a soca artist without any strategic plans for TikTok, you are missing out on the biggest platform for you. TikTok has been the number one way since 2021 that music artists have been discovered worldwide. So there were polls and studies done since 2021 in the music business, and all of the major A&Rs and labels, they were discovering their artists via TikTok. The platform is built for music. Heck, the platform was built on Musical.ly, which was a 100% musical platform, right? Again, TikTok is a platform for you. Let me give you an example. Father Phyllis from Barbados, to me, has been the best example of how a soca artist can use TikTok and rise to stardom without any big budget or traditional media behind him. Father Phyllis right now. All right. And if you don't know Father Phyllis, you know, you could go on YouTube and check him out, or go on TikTok and check him out. But Father Phyllis is the guy that's I get, he's Bajan, so I don't know I can't even, you know, I can't even say the words to his song. But it's so catchy because, you know, of how he has made his music. But he's the guy that sings your box, you look brown and crawling. But check him out. But Father Phyllis on TikTok has 270,000 followers, and they're engaged as hell. His biggest video has 14.6 million views. All right. He has almost 5 million likes on TikTok for his content. And he has turned his massive success on TikTok and has blown up and is now touring the world. All because of what he did on TikTok. So he's a great example of a soca artiste figuring out TikTok and turning that into a brand and allowing himself now to get booked globally. All right. So yeah, TikTok is like rocket fuel for the music industry, allowing songs to take off organically and also go viral overnight. Okay? Listen, get on TikTok, learn TikTok. As an artiste, not even just a musical artiste, but if you're an artiste, you need to learn and study TikTok, because there's no other platform that is literally built for creatives like TikTok. And there's no other platform that's going to allow you to grow at the pace and speed of TikTok. All right. Number 3, the third thing I would love to see music artists do, soca artists do, is vlog. Oh my God. Listen to me. Vlog, folks. We are in the age of content. Most soca artists on social media platforms have a heavy mix of pictures from events and snippets of them performing their songs. This needs to be greatly reduced moving forward. Focus more on storytelling and vlogging your life as an artiste. Get us invested in your life through your content. Take us on the epic journey of life as a soca artiste. It makes it even more satisfying to support you. We want to see, we have so many unique advantages that allow for some amazing content that you're never going to get anywhere else in the world. We have heard artists like Kanye, like Jay-Z, and so many others, right? But those are two that I'm thinking of off the top of my head, that have taken extensive vacations in not Trinidad, but in the Caribbean. Jay-Z actually did Trinidad. Have taken extensive trips in the Caribbean to find inspiration and get their head cleared, taking the scenery, get inspired. I would love to see. So my favorite soca artiste is Skinny Fabulous. That's my guy. All right? Mr. Gamal Doyle, a.k.a. Skinny Fabulous. I would love to see how Skinny finds inspiration. I would love to see Skinny at work. I would love, because he does so much ghostwriting. He does so much writing for other artists. I would love to see a writing session. I would love to see him in the studio. I would love to see more of the journey behind the scenes of Skinny Fabulous. Because what we get when you go on Skinny's page, you just get a lot of, again, pictures, snippets of him performing an event. And to be honest, I don't care about none of that stuff. I don't care about none of that stuff. All right? Love his music, but I don't care to watch pictures of Skinny. I don't care to watch snippets of, I would watch I would go on YouTube and I would watch an entire performance of Skinny, because that's like, for me, what I do when I'm creating. I get a lot of inspiration by playing concerts. So like I would always play a live concert of an artist that I like and listen to that while I create. But when I'm like eating food and you know, and just wanting to unwind, like I would watch, you know, a vlog of an artist. But there's, you know, you don't really have soca artists doing that. For the most part, a lot of them don't even have their own YouTube channels. They just make music and give it to Julian's Promotions and call it a day. Like, you need to be turning yourselves into a content factory. If we really, you're not producing music 24/7, so really 90% of the content you create on social media or on a YouTube should be, you know, the you living your life and you showing us how all these things come together. Get us emotionally invested in you. And that's going to allow you to create some amazing content and really, really build engaged fans. Show the world what happens in the Caribbean and how Caribbean artists do. Right? Start to vlog. Show us the sights, the scenes. Just imagine a Skinny Fabulous. Skinny's from St. Vincent. Just imagine Skinny shows us, he's like, yo, when he knows, you know, Carnival season is coming up and he has to find inspiration, he goes over to the Grenadines. Let me take you to where I go in the Grenadines. And he starts showing us the sites and locations in the Grenadines and takes us through his process as an artist to get himself in the spirit to write and to perform, and all the while showing off the beauty of the Grenadines. Well, hello, that also helps for tourism, because guess what? I'm going to look at that and be like, yo, I love what Skinny does. And if Skinny finds inspiration in the Grenadines, I'm going to go to the Grenadines too. I need to find the source of that man's creativity. And I'm going to try to work it into my own, you know, my own plans as well. You know what I mean? And even if people aren't thinking along that line of actually going to it, they get to live vicariously through you and learn about different places in the Caribbean. But we don't really have artists that vlog and showcase, you know, all the behind the scenes. We typically get a lot of the finished products. All right? And that's good for Carnival. And then after that, it's like, meh. You know? So I want to start to see you guys vlogging more. Help us build that emotional connection. Take us on that epic journey as a soca artiste. There are so many things that, you know, you could be showing us that would allow you to build your brand and also generate other streams of income as well. But I'm going to do that for my next episode, where I talk about how soca artists can monetize. This is just talking about getting discovered and marketing your brand. So that is 1, 2, 3. Okay, number 4. So the fourth way a soca artists can monetize their platforms is nano and micro influencers. So find influencers who have, you know, from 1,000 to 100,000 followers, and find creative ways to collaborate with them. Or even find, you know, ask them for their rates to pay them to use your music in their content. This is a great way for your music to go viral on a platform like TikTok without having to overspend too much on marketing campaigns. So you can have a creative who plays your music in the background while they do what they do. Have them dancing. Have them do something. Like I remember, you know, TikToker Zach Bermudez. Zach had a little series where he was like, I'm going to play this song until Patrice Roberts reminds me of who she is. And he pressed plays, and within the first 2 seconds, Patrice goes, Patrice again, and then he stops playing the song. He stops playing the song. But there are, again, little things like that. And that series of his blew up because then everybody started to ask him, hey, do Prince Swanee, do this person, do that person. And it was just a very unique way of getting people to know about who some of these artists are. I'm not telling you to go and do that. I'm saying that start looking at creatives and figure out how you can collaborate with them. Some of them might want money. Some of them might want something else. But if you reach out to them for a collaboration, and again, you're a soca artist as well, you have your following. A lot of nano influencers, people who are looking to kind of grow their following as well, might not even charge you. They might be very happy to do a collaboration with you. So if you can figure out, find some nano and micro influencers, figure out how you guys can collaborate. Remember, people don't always want money. All right? It will look good for a Karen Rose and a Skinny Fabulous to collab. It will look good. I'm just saying that, right? I'm just saying that. But you get my drift. It'll look good if you start collaborating with some of these folks. And then we got number 5. Number 5 is fan challenges and collaborations. So there are so many amazing challenges that you can issue your fans, and they can quickly become trends on TikTok or Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts. Social media platforms have also made it easy to collab with video stitches. So start thinking about things like challenging your fans to dance challenges. Challenge your fans to do covers of your songs, right? Have them remix your songs. Create fan art. Play your songs using their favorite instruments, or have them guess the lyrics to your song if you have one of those difficult to understand songs. The more you use your music to engage your audience, the faster your music and your brand is going to grow. And I think there are some people that do some amazing jobs at this, right? So dance challenges, we know, we see dancer artists do that amazing, right? All of these folks doing dance hall today, when you go on TikTok, they have engaged dance groups to create dances for them, and the dances go viral. Heck, I have learned more dance hall songs over the last year because of a trending dance on TikTok, where I just see, the video that comes up is not the artist. It's a dance group doing a dance. And I'm watching the dance, and I mean, me not no dancer boy, but I'm here like bopping my head. I'm like, yo, what song is this? And then I go and I look for the song. Forget the dance. What is this song? But the video that came up and that's going viral is the dance challenges, right? Then you have the covers. People singing over your songs, doing a cover to your song. That will never get old. Will never get old. Remixing your song. So one of the things that I remember, TikTok really made this famous, where the artists would, sing the hook and then have the beat just play, and then people can stitch themselves rapping or singing or adding your own verse to that song. And that blew up over the last year, 2 years. But it blew up more so outside of the Caribbean community. We don't really have too many Caribbean artists doing that. I've seen Trini Baby, who is a producer. I've seen her make beats and ask people to come and add their verses on it. I've seen that. But I haven't really seen many Caribbean artists take that approach where they're like, yo, add a verse to the song. Right? Father Phyllis did that, though. Father Phyllis did that. Right? So start thinking about that. What was the other thing? Create fan art. Yeah, we have a lot of, again, engage your artists in a variety of different methods. Find people who are into art and have them challenge them to create cover art. The best cover art you're going to use for the arts and whatever, and shine them up, whatever. Do something like that, right? And then also challenge people to use instruments. Use their favorite instruments to do over your songs. Come on, have fun. We see a lot of the pan guys do that. But, let them do Hard Fet from Bungee Girl and on a violin. That'd be epic, all right? And then Father Phyllis does this a lot as well, where he has people guessing the lyrics to his song, because John knows men don't understand Bajan, right? And a lot of his songs, what makes it hilarious is just that you don't even know what he is saying. Bajans understand it, and the rest of the Caribbean community is like, sitting there listening intensely trying to figure out what he is saying. But that all makes it more fun. So Bungie Garland, likes to sing fast. Again, challenge people to sing your songs and try to understand them. You could even go as far as Googling guerrilla marketing, right? Google guerrilla marketing and start learning from the best guerrilla marketers as to how they have created flash mobs or signages or just, epic stunts to build a buzz around their brand, their content. Guerrilla marketing is a term, but go Google it and start kind of diving down that rabbit hole to see exactly things you can do to get your music out to the public. Again, nothing is stopping you from releasing your music or creating a buzz. Nothing is stopping you from distributing your music on the variety of channels that we have. Nothing is stopping you from growing a global brand and building global buzz. Okay? For Christ's sake, we got people in Japan singing soca. We got people in Sweden singing and going down low to soca. I don't want to hear about Trinidad radio and Trinidad DJs not playing your stuff. They're singing your songs in Slovenia. They're singing your songs in places that don't even speak English. But they're singing your songs good, and we need to be reminded of that. All right? So, those are my 5 ways that soca artists can start to market themselves. I really hope that, next year, for the most part, I don't hear any soca artists complain about not being played or not being played on the radio or DJs not playing the music. Listen, you don't need radio. You don't need the DJs. You have all the marketing tools and channels to blow up and grow your own brand and build such a hype that people request your stuff and they force people to play your music. And even if they don't, again, focus on your global brand. All right. So that's it from me today, folks. That's it for episode number 117. All right. If you enjoyed today's episode, please rate the podcast episode. If you're on podcasts, if you're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, any one of those platforms that have a rating system, please rate the podcast. They help to grow the Digipreneur FM family. Also, the reviews, I read the reviews. Drop a review on the platform that you're listening to the podcast on. They help grow the Digipreneur FM podcast across the world. People who are trying to listen and figure out, is this podcast something to check out? They're going to read the reviews first. So please, I beg you, drop a review. I check them out. That would greatly help me and help the podcast continue to grow. All right. You guys can check out KarenRose.com to learn more about building your digital presence and monetizing your platforms. Check out the Digipreneur.fm website to stay up to date on the podcast. Links to that will be in the show notes. And you guys can follow me over on social media at KeronRosc on all social media platforms. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter, all platforms, Karen Rose everywhere. All right. So that is it for me today, folks. It is a Thursday, so we'll see you guys and gals next week. Enjoy your weekend, all right? Have fun, everybody, and take care.
You've been listening to the Digiboss, Karan Rose. We hope your notepad was filled after this episode. Make sure to like, rate, and review the show. The learning doesn't stop, folks. And to make sure you don't miss any gems from the Digiboss, go over and follow him on all social media platforms at Karan Rose. Folks, don't just sit there with a notepad. We need you to implement at least one thing into your business before the next episode. That's the only way your business levels up. Thanks for listening to Digipreneur FM. Now go be great.